The Mini Pochette from Louis Vuitton is how much now? Girl, bye. I'm done. I'm done. Hello my friends, Jetronist here. If you have been following the luxury community, you know that there was a recent price increase from Mr. Louis Vuitton. Now at this point, are we really surprised with their price increases? Not really, but I have to say this time around it really hit home because a lot of the popular pieces definitely went out the roof. It definitely just skyrocketed. It's almost like a slap in the face to the customers. Now one particular piece that really kind of shook the community was the Mini Pochette, and if you know how much they really cost now, which I will tell you later in the video. But I figured this was the perfect time to show you and debut my latest piece from Louis, and of course I bought it from Fashionphile. I did purchase this Mini Pochette a couple months ago before the crazy price increases, and you're gonna be shocked at how much I got this one for because literally you just can't find that price anymore. So with that being said, let's show you guys the Mini Pochette. So here it is, the gray dust bag from Fashionphile. If you haven't seen my other Fashionphile unboxing, I will link it up there. I've just really been loving Fashionphile for the past year and a half or so. The price point is good and you can definitely find pieces that you cannot find anymore. Pre-love is definitely the way to go. All right, so lifting up the dust bag. Are you guys ready? Are you ready? So dun 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 dun. This here is the Louis Vuitton Mini Pochette from the Patches collection in the monogram canvas. Look how stunning this looks. I'm so happy I bought it when I did. This Mini Pochette here, I did talk about it in my wish list of 2021 video and how I definitely wanted this one in particular because of the illustration. I just love how the illustration has pictures of vintage bags, trunks, and the font from Louis Vuitton. Plus the color combination of the beige and the maroon just definitely works out so well. It really gives off a little bit of history vibes from Louis because of the picture. So that is really why I love and adore this Mini Pochette. And you won't believe how much I paid for this Mini Pochette. I got this item for $396. What? Crazy, right? Now going back a couple months ago when I was browsing for this Mini Pochette on the Fashionphile website, they did offer about 5 of them that looks exactly like this but in different conditions. Obviously I didn't want a perfect or excellent one because that is way higher. A lot of them were going for like over $600, so I didn't want to get something that expensive. Now if you aren't familiar with Fashionphile, usually when a certain piece isn't selling out, they tend to give discounts on the item. So this Mini Pochette went from 5% off, 10%, and then eventually it went down to 20% off, which is so good. At the time though, there was an additional 10% off because they were giving this like promo code. So this Mini Pochette I got for 30% off, making it $396. I live in the USA, so Uncle Sam did have to get a low cut. So with taxes, I did pay about, I think, $420, which still is pretty darn good for how the Mini Pochette is going for now. Obviously, this Mini Pochette is not new. It was made back in 2008, making this piece 14 years old. With that being said though, it does have the older, thicker canvas, which I definitely do love. And it comes with a heavier chain strap compared to the newer ones. When you open the zipper up, you do see the older version of the fabric from Louis Vuitton. It has more of a beigey undertone with the stripes and with the flowers that represents the monogram canvas. I personally like this a little bit better because the newer ones have just the plain old brown color, solid color. I feel like this just adds a little bit more character to it. Now the only reason why I got this Mini Pochette at a very good price was because of the wear and tear. Now if you look closely at the leather pull tab, you can definitely see that part of the edge is lifting up. For a 14-year-old piece, this is definitely normal. If this does eventually fall off, I can always have it replaced, so this is not something to worry about. Another wear and tear I want to point out is, again, the illustration. The illustration isn't as vibrant compared to like a newer, excellent condition one. Part of it is rubbing off just a little bit, but for the most part, the illustration is still pretty intact and it hasn't completely chipped off or rubbed away. So I'm okay with this. Now, funny story though, I almost returned this Mini Pochette to Fashionphile, and you might be like, why would you return it? To be honest, I wasn't really sure with how the patches looked against the monogram canvas. I just wasn't used to the idea of something that looks pretty different compared to something original. But of course, I did ask one of my best friend, Mindy. She is like my advisor. She's my go-to when I'm like, should I keep this? Should I not? And she did tell me to keep this because of one reason, and that reason is because of the chain. Older Mini Pochette comes with heavier, thicker, more durable chain compared to the newer Mini Pochette. I did purchase the Mini Pochette in the Dami Ibin back in 2020 during the pandemic, and as you can see, comparing the chain, it's literally day and night. You can definitely tell that the older one doesn't move as much as the newer one because again, the newer one is definitely less in weight. Just looking at the canvas and feeling it, the newer one is definitely more thinner, the older is thicker. Because of this reason, I just decided to keep this, and again, looking back now, I'm glad I never returned it. So a little history with the Mini Pochette prices. The most familiar one that I kind of seen it was at $310. That price was definitely there for the longest time. And then it jumped to $345, which is when I bought my Dami Ibin one. And then a couple months after that, it went to like $365, I believe. And then there was another price increase early of 2021, making the Mini Pochette at $445. At this point, I was like, damn, that was a big price jump. Usually we only see about $15 or $20, but this one was like close to $80. Surprise, surprise, there was another one later in 2021, making the Mini Pochette at $540. At this point, I just couldn't justify the Mini Pochette at this price. It's close to $600. Are you crazy? Come today, 2022, the Mini Pochette retails for $745. It literally jumped $205. What? I know. For $745, not including tax, you're best off buying 2 to 3 leather contemporary handbags that can actually fit a lot of your things inside, compared to a smaller pouch that just doesn't really fit that much. To be honest, I would have been okay with them going up in price this much if they made the Mini Pochette, you know, a little bit more thicker, the chain feels a little bit more substantial. But the fact that nothing has really changed, I honestly think it is definitely not worth it anymore. Now, I'm gonna give you 2 advice if you still want the Mini Pochette today. The first option being going on Fashionphile and purchasing from there, or like another pre-love site. Currently, because you know pre-love hasn't really catched up to the price increase yet, you can definitely find one for less than $700. The second best option I have is probably buying the Nolita 15 from Coach. I've been talking about the Nolita 15 in the past couple of videos on my channel, and I have to say it is lovely. For the price of it, you're literally paying 1/10 of the price of the Mini Pochette. And the fact that it fits the same amount of things, the quality is probably a little bit better. Going with the Nolita 15 is probably a better choice. But at the end of the day, it is your money, it is your whole being. So if you do want the Mini Pochette, then buy it, I guess. But to be honest, I really don't think it's worth close to $800 now. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you would ever purchase a new Mini Pochette for close to $800, because I know there are some people out there who are still willing to pay this much price for it. But with that being said, I'm happy to announce that this is officially mine, and now I am ready to use this and enjoy this Mini Pochette. And I'm probably going to keep this forever because I just don't see myself selling this anytime soon. So with that being said, if you're new here, please consider subscribing to my channel, give this video a thumbs up because it will help me in the long run. And of course, I will talk to you guys soon in the next. Have a great one. Bye.